Please throw a like on this video for something different, a nice little fun top 10 video with some gameplay, top 10 Pokemon to be exact. And also please check out the gameplay yesterday, my Rage with Every Gun with the KSG. It was probably missed by a lot of people because of the Xbox versus PlayStation 4 that I uploaded later that day. So if you didn't see it, please go back and check them both out if you like.
Moving like the speed of sound, we can keep on the ground.
What's good, YouTube and all the haters? Easy now, 1337 aka Snow. Here today with a top 10 video. Thought I'd make it a bit light, something a bit fun. Changed the tone from yesterday's video where I actually just uploaded my opinions about the PS4 and pointed out some things that people probably didn't realise or see and got absolutely hated on for it. But I knew it was going to happen before I uploaded the video. I was ready for it. And I spent all night basically replying to everyone. Now, just to say, yeah, they are my opinions, and you guys are allowed your opinions as well about the PS4 being better, and I totally agree with that, but as long as you have a well-rounded, constructed answer, then I'll respect you. If you're just going to come back with some, oh, Xbox is shit, unsubbed, fuck off, dislike, it's like, I really don't give a fuck. If you can't form an opinion because you're that retarded, then I don't give a fuck if you might sub or not. I want subs who can think for themselves and actually have some form of intelligence, and a lot of people did. A lot more people than I thought would actually came back with some really intelligent responses, and that is brilliant. So I respect all you guys who came back with some really good, strong comments. All those people who are disliking, don't give a fuck, to be honest. I've never seen you before on my channel, and you've never commented or liked any of my videos, so you're not really a sub anyway. You just you were a dead sub, so better to get rid of dead subs. But on to the top 10 that we're doing today. It's top 10 Pokemon. And I just figured I'd do something funny, something light. I was going to do top 10 comic book characters, but then I thought, nah, Pokemon, everyone loves a bit of Pokemon, so let's get into it. In at number 10, we have Arceus. Now, Arceus is the creator of the Sinnoh regions and the regions in apparently the Pokemon world, so it's like a creation Pokemon. Super powerful, super badass. And the reason why it got in the top 10 at all is just the way it looks. To me, it is one of the best looking Pokemon I've ever seen in my life. It's such a badass looking little horse thing. Horse. Now, but you know what I mean? It's proper, just looks really evil and badass. And I was struggling to find a 10th, so I stuck Arceus in. In at number 9, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Pokemon people are going to kill me, Zoroark. I really struggled to say that. Zoroark, though, is an illusion Pokemon and is able to, like, cast illusions on people and trick them and such things, and to me that's like, I find that really badass. It's like a little rogue ninja type Pokemon. It can't actually transform into Pokemon, so it's not like a souped up Ditto, it's just an illusion Pokemon, and he looks badass as well. Black and red are my favourite colours in general, so this Pokemon was always going to be in my top 10. In at number 8 we have Tyranitar. Roar! Tyranitar's badass, fucking beast ass rock and dark type Pokemon, I think. Looks like a big ass fucking dinosaur, and he just batters people. It's like I think it's a defense specialist, like armor Pokemon or something, and just looks badass and just is a powerhouse. A lot of people use him in battles as well, pro battles, as to say. Same with Haxorus, who comes in at my number 7 spot. A dragon type Pokemon, which everyone does use in the pro battles as well, and it looks phenomenal. The black and red appeal to me anyway. The red that's on his big things that come out of his cheeks, the big fucking sword shit things that come out of his face. That looks badass. The black on his body looks badass, but the yellow sets it off nicely and just makes him look like a super badass. And dragon Pokemon are always the fucking coolest, so you know. In at number 6. Now this is one of my personal favourite Pokemon in the world, but I didn't want to put him up too high above the other ones because the other ones are too good and people would hate on me for it. So Hitmonchan. Now Hitmonchan to me is just one of the original Pokemon that got you excited when you seen it, because it was a brand new Pokemon. There wasn't many of them around, and Hitmonchan was he looked like a human, you know what I mean? And he was a boxer, and he could do pretty much any elemental type move with like lightning punch, the water punch, I don't know what it was called, or ice punch. Fire punch, lightning punch, all that sort of good stuff. So he had a lot of ranged attacks, but to me it was just badass the way he looked and the way he acted and stuff. And he just, in the anime, I remember watching the episode where it's him and Hitmonlee, and I just couldn't get into Hitmonlee. It just didn't appeal to me, and Hitmonchan is just fucking badass. Now these top 5 could have really been in any order, to be totally honest. I put them in this order for a reason. Dragonite comes in at number 5. Now Dragonite was one of the he was the first original dragon Pokemon that everyone knew and loved, and it was rare. And the way he acted, like he was like a big kid type thing. That's what it reminded me of, just a big kid, his attitude. But Dragonite just was super badass, like fucking amazing. When I first saw him, I thought he was like a legendary because he was that rare. And Dragonite is just awesome. Everyone can agree. In at number 4, now this might not be popular because this would be a lot of everyone's number 1s, and that is Charizard. Now Charizard, the original fucking badass, like proper badass. Ash's Charmander evolved into Charmeleon pretty quick and then evolved straight into Charizard. And the personality of Ash's Charizard made everyone love a Charizard because it was just rebellious and didn't listen to Ash, and it was just fucking badass when he did start to listen or he started to fight. He was just unstoppable. So everyone loves a Charizard. No one in this world can say Charizard isn't in their top 10. Mine comes in at number 4, unfortunately, because I have 3 better Pokemon. In at number 3, Gengar. Now, Gengar has to be in the top 3 of anyone's Pokemon list. And the original Ghost Pokemon, like, you knew of Ghastly and stuff, obviously, but Gengar just looked phenomenal. Just full on purple, that was it. And he was just epic looking. And his moveset and the way he is in the anime. I think I first seen him in that giant, I think he was in a giant Pokemon one where there was a giant Gengar, and I thought, wow, is that a real Gengar? Is he really that big? And that's what made me take interest in Gengar. But since then, he's used a lot in pro battles. I mean, Gengar is just a fucking boss, and if you don't like him, then just get the fuck off my channel. In at number 2, the original legendary, the very first legendary Pokemon, Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo, there's just no words. It's just fucking badass. And yeah, badass, because people are going to say, oh, you're saying badass too much. Psychic type Pokemon, hard to catch, rare. I remember catching him on Pokemon on the Game Boy, and I was just excited to shit. I was like, yeah, I got a Mewtwo, yeah. That's the kind of excitement and the feelings that I had when I thought of Mewtwo or seen Mewtwo. And then Mew was introduced and ruined it for me because I think it was just pointless. But still, Mewtwo's still phenomenal. One of the best Pokemon ever. One of my favourites. And rightly deserves its number 2 spot. But in at number 1, a lot of people probably won't see this coming. And that is Darkrai. Now, Darkrai is a badass. It was introduced, I think it was introduced as just a normal Pokemon. But then with the badassery that it is, it was changed to a legendary Pokemon. From what I understand anyway, I'm not entirely sure about that. But Darkrai is badass. I remember watching back about a year ago and watching, I don't watch Pokemon, well I do now, like I watch it occasionally, but back then I wasn't watching it at all. And I just switched it on one day and I saw Ash fighting in a league for one of the areas. And the Darkrai that was one of the enemies, Darkrai's, was just fucking destroying everyone. It was like one-hitting everyone, and he got all the way to where he fought Ash. And then when he fought Ash, I think he took out like 4 of Ash's Pokemon on its own before it went down to... I can't remember which of Ash's Pokemon took it down, but I'm sure it took about 4 of Ash's Pokemon out and then beat Ash, and then he went on to the next rounds and stuff, and Ash was knocked out because of this Darkrai. And when I watched it, I was like, fucking Darkrai is a fucking badass. And of course, he's black and red, and he just looks badass. He looks like kind of like a ghost Pokemon, but he's not. He's a dark Pokemon. And I think there's certain moves that only a Darkrai can learn, and he's just fucking powerful and badass. But that is my top 10. I just thought I would do something light and different for today. Starting routes, which should have been today, will be tomorrow. I just haven't had time to record them today, so yeah. That is me done for today, though, guys. Let me know about your top 10 Pokemon. Let me know what you would put in your top 10, and if you agree with mine, and where I should put mine, and switch positions, and all that good stuff. But that's me done. Peace out. Take care.